up? It's your girl Tisha Campbell, and you're tuned in to the Hot Zone.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel it? We winning in this world today. Ain't nobody gonna take a fame. We going in. Yeah, we going in. In.
7 seas to the land. You locked in with International Most P.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, International Most P, for all new in the Hot Zone. Today we got a, phenomenal individual, trendsetter. Trying to think of all the dope words that can describe this special guest I have in the studio today. But as we get into the interview, you're gonna have your own unique words to describe her and her style and her uniqueness. Everybody put your hands together. Welcome my guest tonight, or this evening, or whenever you listen to this podcast. Sunny Rain is in the building. What's happening?
What up? What's poppin'? How you be?
I be good, real good. This weather ain't making it good, but I'm good. You good?
It's Slip and Slide Records outside right now, for sure.
That was a good one. So we're gonna get into it. I like to dive into it. In the Hot Zone is the podcast you own, and how it works is it's broken down in 3 sections: hot juices, hot spices, and hot topics. So we're gonna break this down in it ain't even a sports, whatever, but we're gonna break it down in 3 quarters.
Okay.
3 segments. So the first one is really just finding out what's the hot topic about you, or better yet, I like to find out how did you come up with your name. Then we'll dive into the whole hot topics, hot spices, hot juices. How did you come up with Sunny Rain?
Man, it took me so long to come up with it. I had to figure out what was the perfect fitting name for myself. My mom called me Sunshine, but that was too basic. So I needed to spice it up, what encompasses me, and it's the lightness and the darkness at the same time.
Nice. I like to find out how artists or creators make their names or come up with their names and the backstories, because it helps us know you better, So now I feel like I know you a lot better because I know where the Sunny Rain came from. Sure. It's very catchy as well. So another unique thing is the golds, okay? I've been watching the video. I've been following you for a while. And there's not a lot of female rappers or MCs. I don't like to put the rapper tone. I like to say MC lyricists. They rock golds. Right, I want to know, I've never wore golds. I don't know how much it weighs. I don't know the whole grooming of it. Let's talk about, what is the meaning behind your golds, or, what's up with them?
It really was just to spice my look up. I was filming videos when I first became Sunny Rain, and when I watched them back, I'm like, I look really good, but I need to look better. And I was like, what would make me look better? Boom.
I like that. And it does. You look good regardless, but that actually makes you do things. I just literally was spy. I'm like, I want to ask her about these goals she got in her mouth and all that good jazz. So when we talk about music, let's talk about when did you develop or find out music was you, or when did you fall in love with music? That's how I'm going to ask that question.
Okay. I fell in love with music when I was a kid.
Okay.
I was 9. Yeah. Tender age of 9. Just rapping on whatever I could find at the time. Okay. Then I just grew into it. I got a manager when I was 14.
Wow.
And then that's who established, if you're an artist, you need to look, you need to sound, you need to establish yourself as something so people can identify you. Yeah. So I just kept going with it.
So, at that age, who was you listening to?
You listening to Mia X. I was listening to Luther. I was listening to Tyrese. I was listening to Joe. I was listening to
Variety,
400
baby.
Degrees and Mary J. Blige. Everybody.
Variety.
Yeah,
okay, so
everybody.
that's where, when I think about your sound and who you are as an artist, I can see the diversity in that right there, and the uniqueness on that alone, because that's a big.
Missy Elliott, Major.
Wow, ain't nobody said Major in a minute.
Major, she's fire.
Wow, dang it. I just had a moment right there. Nobody, there's so many artists, but when you hear names that nobody really talks about or nobody really says anymore, it'd be like,
Missy's one of them.
Let's stay.
Stay
on that topic. Missy, shout out to you. You paved the way for a lot of MCs and so many more. Okay, so here we are. We got the name. We found out when you fell in love or when you found music. And we found out you got a manager at a very tender, every age is tender right now for me, obviously. At 14, How, like, let's talk about your manager. Is the same manager now to this day, or is
I don't have management right now. I kind of move as a one-man band.
you move like you got a whole team? First of all, you know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't know based on your quality and how you move. So that right there that's a skill. That's a skill alone. So basically though, like having a manager and not having a manager, like what has been the goods and the bads?
The good was that grooming for me. It really helped my artist development. And what's not so good about it sometimes is that you have to have that opinion, or you have to have that stamp in order for things to go forward.
Yeah.
And that kind of hinders artists sometimes.
100%. Okay. I like to dive into it because everybody's perception is
But
different.
I would like somebody to do the talking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it got to a point where it's like, okay, now I can kind of kick my feet up a little bit.
Yeah, like, oh man, this is amazing. Cause like usually the interviews I do aren't like scripted.
Yeah.
You know, some of these questions like I'm gonna get one out of you where it's gonna be like, dang, that's a good question.
That's a good one.
Cause it's not one that you would imagine somebody would ask. But like growing up and where you are now in your career, we're like can't talk like get gaps so far.
Yeah.
Like we want to break it down a little bit more. So we got to 14.
Yep.
The famous St. Louis question. First of all, are you from St. Louis?
Yes.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
What part?
Every part.
The next
I'm from
one.
St. Louis, you hear me? I ain't gonna
The
lie
next
to
one
you.
is what high school?
High school, I went to 3 high schools.
Okay, which one?
I went to Fort Wall.
Okay.
I went to Parkway.
Okay.
I went to Francis Howe.
Wow. Different breed, y'all.
Yeah.
You know the famous question though.
Yeah,
What high school you went to? And so that knows, like, did you play any sports in high school? Like, what did you do? Like, what was high school like?
Not really. I always did music. Not gonna lie. My free time, I was like doing shows and stuff on the weekend and hostings and stuff. Yeah.
So do you remember your first one?
My first show?
Yeah.
My first show was my Sweet 16 party.
See, that was a lot of people don't remember after you do it
It's
for a
on
while.
film. my family never let me live it down.
Oh wow, that's the best one. That's that table,
Yeah.
that Thanksgiving discussion. Like, you remember that one time?
Yeah.
So when we think about it, like we talked about the artists you grew up listening to and how they are a part of you. Do you have any role models? Like, it doesn't have to be artists, but like, who do you like literally think about, like when you want to give up or when you quit, when you want to stop? If that ever came up a thought, I know everybody have it once in a while. Who is that person that be like, hey, in your head that you be like, keep going?
I've never wanted to stop, but the people that I use as my muse is
Kanye. Oh,
Kanye.
Lord, yeah.
Kanye and Beyonce are my muse.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
On how to operate as a superstar.
See, that we're shaping her right now for y'all. Like, y'all know exactly who we talking to right now. Sunny Ray is telling y'all exactly who. I'm like, I don't even know what to say right now because I'm like, oh wow, y'all say Kanye. Oh shoot.
Yeah, the folks.
What do I say? You got two of the hottest people in the world right now. So when we talk about your role models and really not wanting to quit, which is a good thing because sometimes it's hard. It gets hard.
Yeah.
And you don't want to keep going. So I'm happy to hear that you kept going. So this right here is you. This is wow. So when you wake up, okay, let's get into some hot topic. This is the hot juice part because now we want to really dive into Sunny Rain. So when you wake up in the morning, what is that first thing you do? It's a trick question, everybody. Trick question.
First thing I do, no cap, I roll over and I say, thank you, God. I ain't even gonna lie. First thing I do.
I love
Before
it.
I touch my phone, before I rub my dogs, I'll be like, ooh, I woke up.
See, I was wondering, because you know people get awards, they never thank God. Some of them don't thank God. So
First thing.
I wanted to know if that was the first thing that you got that question. That question was a trick, and she got it.
Can't get blessings if you don't appreciate it.
Ooh, boy. Tell me again. Tell us again. Speak that. Speak that. So when we get into, I'm looking at your bio right now, and something about Times Square Billboard Artist.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. That was crazy.
How did it happen?
Man, it's crazy. I have no idea. That's what's so crazy half the time. Like, a lot of stuff happens. Like, whoa, how did I get here? How did I even get here? I went to New York, like, ran into some heavy hitters, just like from looking in a certain type of way, like I was taught when I was young. You have a brand, you have a look, and people are gonna be interested. You have to have like a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's the goals for me. So that's my cheat code, conversation starter. And someone started talking to me, then they got to know my music and just, yo, come up here, we wanna do something for you. All right, cool.
That is dopeness. Being from St. Louis and having that opportunity, what is some advice, just having an opportunity of such, what is some advice you can give others with that? Like you said, you don't even, it's just an opportunity, you were just in the right place, right time. But like, what is some advice you can take from that experience to teach another person?
You gotta jump off the porch and not be scared. Like, a lot of times, all the money that you have to spend, you scare somebody out of something.
Yeah.
You know, smallest things like houses or cars. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, I gotta spend a lot of money, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta like jump off the porch.
I like that
and
phrase.
put yourself in, you know, a space.
Yeah.
And make yourself valuable. You know what I'm saying? As cliche as it is, you have to, as an artist, your job is to make people look at you.
Big facts. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. I love doing interviews because I get to really pick people's brains and learn a lot from them. So as we gradually moving in through your career, it's so much more to you, right? And a lot of the questions are open-ended for you to dive into areas that we aren't formed a question, that isn't a question formed for. So as we talk about it, we talked about performance, we talked about your first show being your Sweet 16, and then we talk about other places you perform. For me, with my research and doing a little, you know, tapping in with you a little bit in here, you've done Pops?
Yeah, I did Pops.
Yeah, how was that?
Pops was major. I like that. That was actually my first performance at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's fire too, yeah.
Let's see. That we didn't know that now we know.
Yeah.
Tell us some more first. Like some more first in your career.
First article was in the Source magazine when I dropped Country Grammar. My first interview was with Rap Radar here in St. Louis, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So Sonny Rainers had a lot of firsts.
Which is good because what I've learned in my career is you move and you live it in the moment and you don't get everybody don't get to capture it with you. So that's what that question was really formed. Like, wow, first one was Source.
But I wrote those down as like goals. Like on my dry erase board on my refrigerator, it's like just end goals. There's no paths, there's no small bullet points underneath. There's end goals and it's get there.
Wow. Did you make a vision board for 2023?
Nah, I don't make vision boards. I just say what I want and I get there.
Yeah, I love it. See, this thing, y'all. This is.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference, cause yeah.
Yeah, it's like Scrabble. I don't want to like look at a lot of stuff. I want to like, okay, this is what I want. I want to be on a major radio station. I want to open up for a major act. I want to do this, like, for sure.
So who's that major act?
I don't know yet. I'd like it to be someone from St. Louis. I wouldn't mind doing the Smino or JID tour or something like that, or like a SZA. Like I need like a sexy, not so rappy but not so singy type set.
Likes it. I like it. So what are your plans for 314 then?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. I might be surprised popping out somewhere. You know, we always need to get a little closer.
Gotta get that exclusive, y'all. Always ask them off the wall questions, y'all.
Who all gonna be there?
Yeah, like who gonna be there? Who gonna be there? So with that being said, what is next? Like we're gonna talk about Confessions, which is a song that you're pushing, right?
Confessions.
Yeah.
Confessions ain't all I need right now. Just dropped that video today.
I need to go watch it.
Yeah.
Who shot it?
Go Nail.
Yes, I see. Y'all got a good chemistry. I've shot some more before. I like that. So yes, let's talk about the single you're pushing and like how it came about and what it mean. Confessions, common sense, but it can mean so much. Talk to us.
Confessions was a wild song. It was one of them songs that took a while to get to, and that's wild for me because it never happens. Like I write in a session, everything's like right there. So I knew something was special about it then, but just like, it's just like you say. I didn't necessarily have to sit down with the reverend, but I sat down with myself.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you address yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit, that was hot. You all right? Everybody good? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get these blessings now. You know what I'm saying? It talks about like doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You know what I'm saying? It said the last time was the last time. Almost crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again, round and round, merry go round. Jesus, take the wheel before I pass out. So it's like, you know, just addressing those things. Yeah, cool substance. You know, you gotta figure out a way how to.
Yeah.
Without like sounding preachy.
Basically. So when I never put artists in a box, right? So when people identify your sound, what is it?
Ooh, that's tough. Cause I
got that question. I told y'all I was gonna get that question.
People ask me, I have no idea what to say. I be like, you just gotta watch a video. It's like, just listen to it. I have no idea. Cause it's not rap. I definitely wouldn't think it's R&B. It's not like a rap or a pop. It's not any of the above.
It's Sunny Rain. Now you're gonna have to create a name drive for you only that people can literally, when they say St. Louis sound, they can be like, yeah, it's the Sunny Rain.
That's the Sunny Rain special.
Yes. Yeah. So before we get out of, like, who produced Confessions?
Da Vinci on the beat. Yeah, I usually work with Isaac. Sir Isaac came from back in the day with these beats.
Oh, okay.
I've been working with him since I was 14. Like, we recorded my first song together. So we stuck together throughout this whole journey, and we here.
So valuing relationships is
That's
key.
important to me. Yeah.
I'm learning that about your career. Is like having that relationship. So when you go on tour, I'm just speaking because I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you going on tour? See, I'm trying to get the juice, y'all. I'm trying to get the juice.
Very, very soon.
It is hot juice right now. I'm trying to get that juice.
Yeah.
And the hot spice. So what's some spicy stuff going on in your life? You can be uncensored or censored. You can be protected. You can talk whatever you want to talk. When I say hot spicy, really whatever you want people to know that you wouldn't think they would know.
Oh man. Oh man, I can't even let him go for real. It's like, oh, do I tell? No, not that. Yeah, no. Just know it's gonna be a wild year for me.
That's how you beat around that question, y'all.
Yeah.
No.
Yo. Wow.
Valentine's Day just passed. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I was with my dogs.
So what are your dogs' names and what kind of dogs are they?
They're cockapoos. Gino and Cookie.
I have no idea what a cockapoo is.
It's a cocker spaniel and a poodle.
Oh! Common sense, y'all.
A little cockapoo.
I'm a German Shepherd
like
person.
You know what? I had an Anatolian Shepherd as my first dog.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was pretty smart. Pretty smart. My dog just kind of barked.
Just kind of bark.
They cute though.
That's what matters. That they cute. And they cute. So before we get out of here, really, for this interview, I really just want to tap into like your legacy. Like when I talk about that, I don't want people to say, "Oh yeah, you think I'm gonna?" No, I don't think that.
No,
but every day you wake up, you live for something. What is that?
I discovered my job on this earth, right? And that's what I live to do. My mom, when I was like, not necessarily living to my full potential, my mom asked me, what would people say at your funeral? And it shit shook me up. Because if I died right there in that moment, I wouldn't want the things said. You know what I'm saying? But like at this moment, if anything was to happen, I feel like I've left a legacy of just doing you. Like so many people are inspired by the fact that I just do me.
Do you?
You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. I show up as me each and every time, no matter what room I'm in. And that's my job. So I like that.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So that if anything was to happen, that's what would be my legacy.
I like that.
Just an inspiration to live in yourself and be cool with that.
I like that. So, wow. So these questions are going off the fly, going off the energy in this room. Okay. First of all, what is your favorite color?
Orange.
Okay. Orange. First movie you ever like. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Life or Bad Boys 2.
What?
What? Bad Boys 2 is funny as hell. I was a kid.
I love it.
That or Home Alone, because I was setting up, that had me setting up booby traps all over my crib.
I like these surrounding questions, because what? Life.
Like, come on now. Life. Eddie Murphy and Martin, that's the funniest. Come on now. Come on.
It's actually throwback. That's why I'm like, Life, Bad Boys 2. These generations don't know nothing about no VHS. or cassette tapes or CDs.
I had somebody young asked me the other day, like, did you have a pocket CD player? I'm like, a Walkman? Motherfuckers ain't fit in our pockets.
It's so disconnected. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it like McDonald's right now. So if it's a hot, anything in the world take a place. It's kind of like the hot topic part, right? So is anything in the world that you want to chime in on, that if you can change anything, what would it be?
If I could change anything in the world,
Yeah.
I would change the sensitivity levels out here. Jesus Christ, we can't say anything, we can't do anything, we can't wear nothing, we can't blink twice. God damn, we can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want people to be okay with everybody being them, like, and not have to know why they're doing it, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
just let people do them. Shit.
It's not possible.
Shit.
I'm playing devil's advocate. It's not possible.
It is, but it's very hard.
It's
very
so not
hard.
possible. If you do, you're canceled.
I feel that. But does cancel culture really exist, though? I don't think so.
It do.
Tell me you don't have no R. Kelly nowhere. I'm talking about I was bumping TP2 yesterday, like, damn.
I mean, I still love me some R. Kelly, so I didn't cancel him.
Man, cancel culture don't exist.
Cancel culture exists for those who are offended by those who they cancel. You know,
I feel that. There you go.
I think that's how it is, because everybody that cancels somebody, I don't agree and cancel. I don't follow it. You know what I mean?
feel that.
He make good music, so
I feel that.
whatever they try to do and however he did it is in his own time.
I do separate the music, the artist from the person.
Yeah,
I think that's important to do. It's not fair.
it's definitely not fair.
Not fair.
So then we can chime into the whole go to jail with your lyrics topic. Like, if you incriminate yourself
Listen.
to go to jail. I mean, you incriminate yourself and go to jail. That's not separating. They don't separate.
But that's the problem, though. A lot of people don't separate. Like, you gotta be able to separate person from artist. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things I would do as a person that Sunny Rain absolutely cannot do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this stuff lives forever out here.
Yeah. So do you got any upcoming shows?
I do. I have a show, but it's not here. It's not here. Yeah. I got a show in New York coming up, and then on the 22nd.
Okay.
Okay. And then where else am I? This is why I need a team. This is why I need a team. So.
Let's pull out this calendar.
Let's get some applications going.
Yeah, Sunny Ray is looking for a team. She's looking for a booking manager, assistant, somebody just to manage everything in her life, you know?
My calendar will tell me when. I'm like, okay, then I got 2 days for that. I got 2 days for that. Bet.
That's hilarious. Are you going to South by this year?
South by, I did South by like 4 years ago. I tried not to do the same thing too many times. It's like I try not to perform here like only twice a year.
Wow.
I don't want to become a local artist. Like,
Dang. See, that's some deep stuff. What is the difference?
The difference is a local artist you feel is accessible. I don't want to feel as accessible as everybody else.
This is amazing. Yeah. So this is actually an honor because you're here. And she's accessible to this interview right now. No. But I wanted that to be broken down because a lot of artists want that local fame. You know, they want to be known locally.
But yeah, it just depends on what you want. Like, my dream was never just to be on a certain radio station in one city. Or that my dream has always been to be a superstar, like to be a household name. So you gotta move like that.
Yeah, and you do. As if she got 1 million people with a team moving around like and grooving. So when you do your music, okay, and you create, it's kind of tricky to ask artists how they create because I've been there, done that. But like where do you find your most peace when you create? In the studio, driving on the highway, in the bathroom? Like, where is that moment where you know anytime I'm there, I'm able to be at peace and create?
It's always in the studio. Yeah. It's very hard to recreate vibes for me, so I try not to necessarily make music anywhere else but the studio. Because I don't want to have something hot in the car and I get to the studio and be like, man, this is ass. It's not slapping no more. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to let that moment live where it's supposed to be. Cause Can't record it in the car.
Okay. You can voice note it, but it won't be the quality.
Yeah, it won't be the same.
Is that what you gotta recreate?
You gotta recreate it. Sometimes it does not hit, so no matter how good you are. Like that.
If you can collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead give me Prince, alive give me Ye.
Ooh, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Imagine that collaboration, y'all.
Yeah, it'd be fire.
Yeah.
Low-key give me TT Whitney too. I might can make some.
You will.
No, but Prince for sure. I think Prince would be super dope in the studio. I would have loved to experience him.
Yeah, because he plays every instrument.
Plays every instrument. He has like a cool little, vibe. You can't really put your finger on him either, for the most part. So I think I vibe well with those type of people.
Nice. So this interview is moving along, and we've talked about the hot juices. We talked about the hot spices. We talked about the hot topics with the hot talent. We talked about the single Confessions and how that came about and who produced it and what it stands for, what it means. Now we talked about your favorites, and like we talked about a lot in a very short time. Like it just feel like we've been here for a long time, but we covered a lot of ground. I feel like there's so much more to you, and with that being said, there's no questions I could form to cover that. So this is the part of the interview where it's like really you take over. You know what I mean? Like you just tell us what we didn't know.
You know what's crazy? I've been kind of thinking about that because I was working on a book, and it was based on a true story about myself. And then once I got towards the end, I realized, do I want to open up all these cans of worms? Probably not.
Yes.
No, because once you open them, there's no turning back. So I've been trying to figure out what is the best way for me to express my personality, like let people get to know me, you know what I'm saying, without thinking I'm so alienated and like I'm a regular ass person too, like please. I'm funny as hell on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know what I'm saying, for real. So like I was thinking I'm about to start like, I wouldn't call it a podcast. It would be more visual because people love me visually. Okay. So just opening up a little bit, telling little funny stories about when I was a kid, or like my first time falling on stage, or like something crazy like that. So that's pretty much what I'm into right now.
Okay.
Just, because people know I can make a song. Okay. I can perform. Mm-hmm. I can look a certain way. So now it's kind of trying to let them in a little bit.
More.
A little bit. Come on, let y'all in just
a little. Oh man,
we'll work it out from there. So figuring out the best way to do that, without oversharing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got it. I still think you should share more. But it's not my call. Reason why I realize this is the era of really. But yeah, you do have to still be limited because it gets thrown back at you.
It gets a little tricky.
Yeah, so you gotta be limited. Tricky. You gotta give them just a little bit to make them like assume the rest.
Right. You gotta be like,
So, like, is that it? You back working on a book? Anything else?
The visual situation where I'm not sure if I'll have guests or not. I'm not sure how I'll play it, but I think I'll have guests of all kinds, like chefs or like therapists, life coach, DJs, photographers, and just kind of get to know everybody while also letting people get to know me.
Okay. So y'all be looking out for that.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Looking out for that. So with that being said, I would like for you to let everybody know where to find you and your shout outs.
Okay.
Your shout outs.
Okay, we're gonna shout out C-Dot, you right here. What up, Dot?
I was waiting, that's why I brought that right in.
Take care of those visuals for me. Shout out to Nico, shout out to Sir I, shout out to you. Most precious to having me here. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice setup. I love this in here. Nice vibe.
Thank you.
Shout out my mom and daddy, and shout out the great man, you know what I'm saying? Big man up above, you dig? And you can find me, Sunny Rain, everywhere, SUNNYRAIN.
And music everywhere, Spotify,
music
all
everywhere.
that.
Anywhere you want to find it, you can Shazam it. You can find it wherever you like. TikTok, Instagram, Apple, blah, blah, blah. We on YouTube. We going up.
Going up. So everybody, this is what we call In the Hot Zone with the hot talent.
Chill.
I'm at this point, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm about ready to just
I like that.
Mic down. But before we get out of here, I want you to bring in your single that we are going to play today, which is called Confessions. Whenever you are ready.
Ready. Yo, what's up? It is your girl, Sunny Rainer. Right now, we about to hear this new single from me, Confessions. I had to sit down with the Reverend, you heard?
DJ Most Precious exclusive.
Had to sit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less. Had to sit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less. Said the last time was the last time. I was lying, almost crashed out. Here we go again, round and round, merry-go-round. Jesus, take the wheel before I pass out. No second guessing, I done learned my lesson. Blocking my blessing. No second guessing, I done learned my lesson. Blocking my blessing. Had to sit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less. Had to sit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less. All my life I want money and power. I just might turn off the lights. Moving like a boss over my shoulder, I get busy. Careful what you ask for, you just might get it. Be careful what you ask for, just might get it. Everything you ask for, everything shit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less. Had to sit down with the Reverend. Came out of that sweating, told them all of my confessions. I'm just trying to catch these blessings. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's right, folks. All about that confession. With Sunny Rain here on the HotZone. It's been a pleasure to have you as a special guest, and I'm grateful. Come back now. You're here. We family. You've came, you calm, you're conquered, and we officially a family. So come on back now. You're here. Let's catch y'all next time for all new in the HotZone with me, DJ Most Precious, International Most P without the T. You know it.